Well, on four wheels, almost as emotional, not quite as much as the bikers, but take nothing away from the achievement, particularly for Mitsubishi 1 and 2. Well, Peter Hansel saying, we didn't start very well, particularly in Morocco. It was very difficult for us. The second half of the rally, well, we should have been better perhaps. It was not easy to stay calm and controlled during those long specials, and I think arriving here first and second, it's a victory for steadiness, for control. Well, each individual driver out there has done so much, the co-drivers as well, none more so than Stefan Peter Hansel, of course. I can see the checkered flag, he says. Thank you, Paolo. His co-driver, Jean-Paul Cotteret, his nickname for him. He said, we won because of you. Well, the tears began to well. Well, we promised to battle until the end, says Peter Hansel, and that's what we've done. De Villiers first home today, beating Sainz on the short stage by just 2 seconds. He really did mean business. And so did Mike Peterson and Matt Stevenson in the buggy for the Brits. They came home 8th. I told you the Brits were going for it, just like De Villiers here, absolutely focused. Nick Tollefson and Alex Cole finished second on today's stage ahead of Ivor, Eric Tollefson and Quinton Evans in 26th and 27th spot. The Desert Warrior of Paul Round and 87th place. He with Martin Coulson on board. Yes, Peterson and Stevenson. They finished top grid interest in 23rd position. Ivor, Eric and Quinton down in 30th spot. Tollefson and Cole 81, Round and Coulson 92 in the overall standings. What about that man, Schlesser, third on the podium, build his own car, constantly challenges everyone and just finished ahead of the Volkswagens. Lead VW, Mr. Miller from the United States. Well, it could have been a very, very different story. They won so many stages, Volkswagen. Maybe next year they'll have a bit more luck. When they had serious trouble, it was massive. BMW, well, they had their own hero in Alataya, number 309. Looked like a podium position, but penalties have really pushed him down the ranking right at the very end of matters. Desperate luck for him. Masuoka, always a feature, it seems, and always will be. The Russian flag of the buggy, Smakov, doing so well. But what about the Hummer of Robbie Gordon? Well, he was out for a win today. Finished third on today's stage. And if it hadn't been for the spectators worrying him, well, worrying him, he worried them. Well, if it hadn't been quite so juicy, and if he hadn't had bad fuel, what would have happened to Robbie Gordon? Well, a story still to be told, perhaps. Look at the grid. For Stefan Peter Hansel, the winner. Once again, every single one of his multiple victories seemingly just as sweet. And Luc Alphonse happy to play the backup role this time. And Schlesser on the podium in third, ahead of Miller. Stefan Peter Hansel making it a 1-2-3 for the French. 2 Mitsubishis on top, with Schlesser in third place behind Alphonse. Miller and Matsuoka making up the top 5, and Alataya just dropping out of the podium battle. Penalties adding up to 2 hours and 12 by the end. Well, winning this rally was the essential thing. Winning stages is not that important. You know that when I won my first African rally as a rider, I didn't win a single stage, and that day I suddenly understood that the most important thing is just to concentrate on the rally, not on stages. Wise words. Luc Alphonse said over the past 3 Dakars have taken 1 win, 2 second places, so it's something good. Stefan is a real rival, really tough, but not unbeatable. And I'm looking forward to next year, and it's going to be a rendezvous. And Schlesser saying we won the 2-wheel drive category. It's a category that is often forgotten, but it's an important one to win. And It's been tough for us. Third overall, that's excellent. What about Mark Miller, though?
Volkswagen is committed. They've made a huge commitment. If you can see the people in Hanover and all over the world, in the United States, all of the commitment that goes forward to make this Volkswagen program happen, to utilize it for marketing programs, to leverage it, it's really massive, and there's no chance that it's not going on next year. So for us, we're already drawing up the things that the small things we want to change. I mean, I would like to have a nicer hotel room in Attar.
I know what he means. 307, Jutta Kleinschmidt, the women's winner in her all-women's crew. Her and Tina Turner taking class honours. Well, she may not have finished as high as she'd hoped, but she had all kinds of ill fortune, did she not? Including a fire, I'm sure you remember. But she takes that title, along with Tina Turner. And what about the T2 class? Mitsuhashi it was in the 340. Tremendous effort by him and for Toyota. So far ahead of the field. Tremendous drive by him to take the T2. Very close to road car. You couldn't say the same for the single-seater of Philip Gash. In fact, the only single-seater to finish. Clendy started off, but he was the only one amongst the SMC outfit that he bosses to actually bring it home.